I think confidence is a skill that you can teach along with notes and rhythms. And especially in the world of jazz band that I teach a lot, when we ask students to stand up and improvise, that can be a very, very scary moment for them. And so helping to equip them with something that they're going to be instantly successful with, or breaking it down into such a small thing that every single student, no matter their experience level, will sound good when they get up and do this, then they think, oh, I can do that, or that is possible, or today I feel a little less insecure or worried about doing this, and so then their confidence grows, and their confidence grows. It's really incredible how I think that will actually translate to their other classes, or just having confidence in their own lives. So I think school music programs are huge for teaching students confidence, but also for them to feel welcome, and no matter who they are or what stage of life they're in, or maybe what their struggles are, they can show up into a music classroom and just be welcomed and accepted for who they are. I think a lot of students are searching for that in their lives, and for them to find that in a music community, I think will help them just connect with other students, but also it transforms the music too. Like, they transform the music by playing it, but the music transforms them because you learn the history of the music, and you learn the struggle of the music, or you learn about the artist or what they were going through at the time, and then they can kind of connect their own struggles with maybe the struggles of the artist that they're playing. And I think that can also be very transformative too. I remember just growing up in a musical family, and so my journey to playing the bass actually started with playing piano, and my mom was a piano teacher, and I just really enjoyed public school band experience. And then when it was time to go to jazz band, I went in to play piano, and there were so many piano players lined up that I saw one kid in the corner playing the bass, and I went up to him and I said, "Hey, how many years have you been playing the bass?" And he goes, "1 day." And I was like, great. So I ran home, and my dad was a bass player. And so I said, "Dad, this kid has a 1-day head start on me," and I'm clearly very competitive as a 6th grader. So I asked my dad if I could just take his instrument, and he just handed it to me, and I sat at the piano and I made my own fingering chart and figured out what note was what, and then just started playing in public school jazz bands, and just started playing that way. So no formal lessons or anything, but just playing along in the band. And that was kind of how I got to be, just how I really fell in love with the bass, and I just kept playing it. And out of all the instruments I learned over the years, that was the one that just spoke to me the most. I love it, the foundational aspect of just being the low end for the band and just sort of keeping things moving in a big band or in a rock band or whatever genre of music I'm playing. I think public school music programs were so important for me. First of all, it gave me a place to belong and sort of take whatever excitement or whatever skills or whatever intelligence I have and just sort of channel them into something that was social. Because when you start playing, your private lessons for piano, you're by yourself and you're making the music. But the motivation to practice for that when it's just you and an instrument, some kids have that. That was really difficult for me, even though I stuck with it and it became a discipline. But as soon as you start making music with other people, I think there was something that just really ignited in me the idea that we all can bring something unique, whether that's our sound, whether that's our personality. We all bring this sound together and we make this really cool thing, and we're all kind of counting on each other. Everyone's important and everyone has something to contribute to that. So public school became this great platform for music for me, just socially and to develop within a group. There's something really special about playing your instrument with other people and having that interaction, and it's just like a conversation. You don't know where it's going to go, and the more you have them, the more comfortable you are with them. So for me, the idea of playing with other people was so transformative, and it was so motivating that I wanted to really devote my life to giving those opportunities and those same experiences to the students too. I get really emotional when I think about how the students benefit from what we do here, because jazz education happens to be my medium, but I'm just here for the kids. So if I was super into math, like that's what I would have done. I'm like, I'm gonna change kids' lives through math, and I would have just figured out a way to make the subject compelling. But I tell kids all the time, if you don't leave my class a better human than you came in, I totally failed you. Like, you could be the best musician in the world, but if you don't know how to have empathy for the people around you, and you don't know how to kind of work through conflict when there's a day that things aren't going super well for you and the person, whether you're hangry or you're just not getting along or whatever that looks like, these are life skills that the students will take forever, whether they go into engineering or whether they travel to be a famous jazz musician, or whether they just play in a community band and they're working at the local swim club. Like, whatever that looks like for them, I think building the culture here creates this ecosystem for students to succeed no matter what the subject is, and that is the most important thing to me. And I think we just happen to be making great music along the way because of the culture that we're creating. Another thing that I am so proud of is this past year we were at Jazz State Finals, and we had the chance to win for the very first time in my career, and we didn't. And the reason this is one of my favorite moments of my teaching career was because we were able to watch most of the bands, and our kids were genuinely cheering on every band. They were cheering on the soloists that were just killing it. We went into our clinic after we performed, and we had this amazing clinic with this amazing pianist who traveled with Maynard Ferguson and Arturo Sandoval, and he just wanted to jam with us, and we just had this transcendent moment of we're just gonna play together, and it was so much fun. And on the way home, after we lost, more than one student came up to me and said, I wouldn't have traded first place for any experience we had today because it was so great. And that's a moment as a teacher you think, they get it. They get it. It's not about winning. It's not about first place. It's about the experiences that we have when we come together and everyone fulfills their role and brings their spirit into the music. Students who come into middle school, high school, and they have a music group to be a part of, whether that's keyboarding or guitar or choir or orchestra or band, whatever that group looks like, I find that those students having a place to belong in middle school and high school changes their experience and their own personal growth and maybe the path that they would find themselves on. And it may not be music forever, but for a marching band kid who's a freshman coming from a pretty big middle school but coming to a huge high school, on the first day of school, they have so many options on who to eat lunch with or who they're gonna see in the hall. And those students come in with so much less anxiety to their school year because they're already connected. So what school music programs give students is connection. And if students have connection, then they're gonna also be showing up to their math class, into their reading class, into their social studies class. And that's just going to put them on this path. And there are some students who contribute so much to our musical groups, to our ensembles. And those are great kids, but there's also some kids who just need us to keep them in school and to keep them connected. And we're sort of that link to even high school graduation sometimes. For parents that are letting band and orchestra and choir and music teachers borrow their students, like for parents who are allowing their kids to be a part of these music programs, the first thing I would say is thank you. And also I would say that this music program will change their life. They will be connected in a way that they wouldn't be otherwise. So I just want to say thank you to parents and that it is so worth it. So just keep on in the music department because it will be such a connection for your students and it will help them for the rest of their lives, no matter what they decide to do.